Now imagine that you have 88 minutes to save the world and 88 different heroes to do it with. Well, that's the theme of a new game from a Southampton-based developer, hoping to take on the likes of Sony and Microsoft and play them at their own game. So our reporter Richard Stringer went to discover more about this pixelated adventure.
88 different heroes, 88 different levels, and only 88 seconds to complete each level. This is all the brainchild of Southampton-based games developer Bitmap Bureau, who are looking to move on from mobile and flash games to bring their creations to a games console in your home.
So yeah, I started as a games tester. It sounds like the perfect job. But it's actually quite a tedious job. You're playing the same game 8 hours a day for 6 to 12 months, if not longer. From that I moved into level design, and then luckily someone taught me how to program, and that kind of led into game design as well. So these days I'm a game designer and programmer, and yeah, I've been doing that independently for about 10 years now. I grew up in the 80s and 90s when we had the Mega Drive and Super Nintendo. So for me that was the golden era of gaming, and a lot of what we do tries to reflect that. So we try to make games with a retro look and feel, but try and bring them up to date at the same time. So 88 Heroes is a game that's been stuck in my head for a few years now, really. It's a 2D platformer where you have 88 different playable characters, each with different abilities and also downsides. And the idea is that you have to play through 88 very difficult rooms within 88 minutes to defeat the bad guy, who's at the bottom of the screen there. That's Dr. Hate. And every time you play it, you get a different, the order of the heroes is different, so it really keeps you on your toes. Yeah, it's very exciting to get onto console for the first time. The last 10, 15 years we've been working with mobile and flash games, and also getting games onto PC via Steam. Previously it's always been very difficult to get onto PlayStation and Xbox, so yeah, now that we've actually got a product on there, it's great, and it opens up a lot more possibilities for us. We've got a very strong relationship with Solent, so we've got Dan, who recently graduated, but we also get other students in to help us test and level design, game design, and also program. With such a small team, there's only 2 or 3 of us really. Yeah, any help we can get on that front, it's very much appreciated, and it's good for them as well. It gives them a sort of step on the ladder and something to put on their CV.
And of all the heroes, which one is Mike's favourite?
I've got a few really. There's one called Blocktopus though, who can create his own blocks, so he can make walls or his own platforms. Yeah, he can manipulate the level himself. So I guess if you're familiar with Minecraft, that whole sort of block building mechanic, it's got elements of that as well. I actually just love making games, so when I go home I tend to carry on what I do in the office, so which doesn't sound good, but yeah, really it's like a hobby to me, so I'm quite lucky that I get paid to do my hobby. So the next game is Ninja Showdown. It's a 4-player competitive combat game, so you play it with your friends, rather like Bomberman, so you might all get together on the couch and just try and kill each other basically, which sounds terrible, but no, it's actually very light-hearted fun, and it's going down really well so far.
So for all you bedroom developers out there, Mike has some advice.
I would say if you're starting out as an indie developer, keep your game very simple, keep your costs down, as much as you can. So stay at home with mum and dad, just keep knocking your games out in your bedroom, get a part-time job, but don't go all in. Don't give up your day job and go and spend 2 years making a game and expect it to sell, because chances are it won't. Like I said, it's getting easier to make games, and there's lots of tutorials online, so by all means give it a go, but keep it simple and keep it cheap.
This is Richard Stringer for That's TV.